Namaste, and welcome to our continuing series on homeopathy with our beloved Dr. Pachegaonkar. So, I wanted to talk a bit about spiritual healing as related to homeopathy.
The basic concept of homeopathic treatment is treating the individual, the whole individual, and in that individual, his what we call animating entity, the vital force or the spiritual force, that has to be set right, and then the body symptoms will disappear. Because whatever symptoms you get in the person, they are actually indicators of the defense getting roused in the person. So whenever we are treating a person, we always mean that we are treating this dynamis, the vitality, the spirit in that person, and not the individual cells. Because mainly the illnesses are indicators of the sickness at deeper level in the being and not at tissue level. Tissue level changes are always secondary and mostly as a defense getting roused for the disharmony. So at that level we have to treat the person, and then only the physical symptoms or ailments will recover. Sometimes if the given medicines are not helping, that means there is something wrong at the basic what we call animating entity, basic spiritual force the person is having. And our Samuel Hahnemann has mentioned in homeopathic philosophy that as an auxiliary treatment, the physician who has strong will in general can influence the willpower of the person which is depleted or weakened. And there he has termed as animal magnetism, where the physician can make passes along the body of the person, that means obviously aura, in the aura, and influence the disharmony so that the harmony is attained.
And strengthen the will.
Strengthen the will. And this helps. Even in Indian tradition, we have seen that if a child or if we get down with some illness, mother or grandmother would make some passes along with the body, and we used to feel better. We have seen that the headache or the abdominal discomfort or even a feverish feeling that disappears within minutes, moments. Then like salt water bath. Salt water bath also is supposed to cleanse the aura of the person. So similarly, the spiritual healing has significance. We have seen here many physicians, they just meditate near the patient who has suffering, ask patient also to meditate and concentrate, and the physician with full concentration meditates on the patient's complaints, and patient starts feeling better. So definitely there would be an influence of the strong positive willpower of the physician or even family member or the mentor or anyone, not necessarily the physician who is giving the medicine. That also can affect. And even the attending people or the people in the vicinity, if they are strong-willed and they have positive energy being emitted around, the patient starts feeling better. At the same time, we have even negative impact also. Like if you are too much surrounded by patients with depleted energy levels, you definitely these things will suck your energy and you start feeling depleted unless you are that strong. So spiritual healing is very much vital in nature. It's easy But at the same time, the person who is healing himself has to be immune to, the after effects. Like we have seen Reiki, it's a energy healing
Yes,
again.
right.
In Reiki also, it's like the healer is the medium, and with universal energy, positive energy is transmitted to the person who is seeking help, and then he gets uh, cured in different, like wherever solar plexus or whichever place the chakras are depleted, there you can even transmit energy, universal energy, by becoming medium. But we have seen that if the healer is not seasoned or strong enough, then he himself gets affected by the ailments. So spiritual healing is a wonderful area, but that healer has to be seasoned enough to undertake it. But it definitely has a wonderful effect. I have seen some spiritual healers who can heal person from distance, even thousands of kilometers they can heal. There is one experiment going on in homeopathy that, like, hair transmission we call it. If the person is sick and his hair somewhere 1,000 kilometers away is given that medicine, homeopathic medicine, the original person whom the hair belongs starts getting cured. So this is definitely a spiritual healing.
Yes, yes.
So you don't need material doses of medicine, the spiritual, and anyway, see our homeopathic medicines, those medicines do not contain any material. That is the hue and cry for homeopathic medicines, because they call it is just a placebo. But it is something beyond placebo, you see. What happens in homeopathy when we potentize our medicines, we go on diluting it to such an extent that you don't get complete molecules in each component of the diluent. You get just an influence, and that influence also is able to cure. So definitely when you see, it is only the influence of the medicine which is there in our vehicle, and that influence is curing the person. What else it can be called as?
Yes, yes.
It's only the medium.
So there's no in the strength that you put into the medicine, whether it's plant-based,
Yes,
mostly
yes,
plant-based, I
yes.
think.
Mostly plant-based, even minerals. You see, like this common salt.
Yeah.
The common salt, sodium chloride, we call it natrum muriaticum, is a medicine. In our physical quantity, if it is given in gross quantity, common salt, how it is tasty like salt, as well as it is inert also. People consume it daily. But the same when it is diluted, highest dilution, like say 1 m in centesimal scale, there you don't have a sodium chloride as a molecule in it. It is only the influence of sodium chloride, and just single dose, if it is given, if it is fitting in the person, it can continue to act and benefit the person for months together. So this is how we say dynamized or potentized medicine, and it is only the energy of sodium chloride which is there and which influences. So it is again the same way, you see.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Namaste.